But so yeah, New Year, new me, and everybody used to talk about like waking up at 5 a.m. Having an earlier schedule, getting things done, all that stuff. So sorry, this is this is funny. So people are just tweeting like, I wake up at 5 a.m. It's life changing. I recommend everybody do it. Blah blah blah. Like everybody should do it. You get so much done by 12 o'clock. And it's just like, there's always a problem, I feel like, on social media. So then you have people like, nah, I don't want to get up at 5. I'm going to wake up at 8 or 9. Like, you guys are not going to convince me to get up at 5. It's like, why are we mad at people waking up at 5 a.m.? Like, it's just, I just think with Twitter, people always want to just pick a fight, And I just feel like, what is somebody else talking about what time they get up? And like, if they want to get up at 5 a.m., how does that affect you, right? Like, why does people take things so personally? It's almost like they want to have that discipline. They know they don't. So they get offended by it. So they want to sound edgy. Like, oh, well, I wake up at 1 p.m. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not waking up at 5. I was like, okay, like, do you want an award for that? Like, I just don't. I want to just understand the misery. Like, what do you think it is? Like, do you think people are they're jealous? Like, is it you think they're hating? Because like, what else is the reason for you to like? Okay, if someone's talking about they wake up at 5 a.m. and they're proud of that and they're saying that it helped them and it's been life changing for them, why is that offensive to you?
It's what you said. It's because, you can wake up at 5 a.m. and still not be productive. But in general, if you're able to wake up at 5 a.m., you're being productive. Mm-hmm. So it's exactly what you just said. If somebody comes across that and they're not doing it, they're going to try to make it seem like, oh, it's not that deep. It's not that important. I'm going to still do whatever I want to try to convince themselves that, waking up at 5 a.m. is not important. So it just makes them feel better.
It makes them feel better.
So it
doesn't
make them feel like they're slacking because, they missed out on 4 hours of being awake that the other person actually got, because you see, I wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah. And I admire that. Like, it's just, if that's not their lifestyle, then that's not their lifestyle. But that's the thing.
And that's fine.
Yeah, but you clearly feel a way for you to comment on it, right? Like,
right, especially when you're saying, oh, I wake up at 9, I wake up at 1, I wake up at whatever.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing anything and you're bragging about waking up at 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 1, then that's a problem then, right? Because the person that's waking up at 5, I'm not just assuming that they're just automatically successful.
Yeah.
But the person waking up at 5 and actually doing something productive, because I don't think they're waking up at 5 just to sit there and stare at the wall.
Yeah.
That person is automatically better than you if you're not doing anything while you're waking up later.
Yeah, if you want to wake up later, fine. If you're a night owl like how I am and you don't have like a traditional schedule like me, you still get the same amount done waking up later. You still got the same hours. Like if that person at 5 a.m. person is going to sleep at like 9, 10, and you're not going to sleep till like 6 a.m., but you're still getting the same amount of stuff done, fine. But people are saying that. We're literally like, they're not doing nothing. You woke up at 1 p.m. to sit on TikTok all day.
Right. And that's where I'd be confused.
Yeah, that's why I'd be confused. That's where it gives off hater to me. I'm like, why are you so mad that people want to change their lives? Like, it's just so weird and miserable.
You know what the other thing too is, which is just like the obvious kind of thing, is that the people that are really successful at certain things, the things that they talk about are different, right? Like they would never reply to a tweet like that at all. They wouldn't even probably be on Twitter, but that's not even, that conversation in itself isn't even in the scope of what they do. Mm-hmm. Like usually interviewers will ask people like Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg, whoever, The Rock, people that you see putting in different work in like movies and working out, fitness, exercising. They'll ask them that question because they see them putting in the work. So then that's when they'll address it, but you don't ever just see somebody going out and just like saying anybody that wakes up at 9, you're a loser and blah, blah. Yeah. Like it never comes back the same way. It never
comes back the same way, yeah. And that's the thing that confuses me too, because people sit all the time on the internet when they see people who get like, get nice bodies. Like when Lori Harvey, that's when her statements came out about like what she does is because everybody saw her body like, oh wow, like your body's so nice, what do you do? Or like when somebody gets famous online, oh my God, what do you do? Like everybody always wants to be so quick to be like, what do you do? What do you do? And then when you tell them what you do, they're mad. Oh, she has an eating disorder. Yeah, I'm not working out 2 times a day.
I'm not doing that. Let somebody else do it.
Oh, and then I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and I get my schedule, like my posting schedule, and I set up. I film my 2 YouTube videos before 12 p.m. Oh, I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. It's like, so successful people are telling you what they do to become successful, and then you're mad at their response. Like you don't want to do the things, and then you wonder why you're not successful. Like it's just like, if you're gonna be like lazy, then don't be shocked when you're not doing anything. Continue shopping on DHGate.
Yeah, man, we gotta get DHGate the fuck out of here. We gotta get DHGate the fuck out of here.
I hate. No one could ever justify wearing fakes to me because it's like you're not doing it because you like design. You're doing it because you want people to think that you got it. Like,
Right.
Come on, like
Let's
at
be
least
real.
be real.
Like, be
I can
honest.
respect you gonna be real about it, but people be like, no, I just like Chanel bags. Like I like how they look. But why do you like how they look? Because the appeal that comes with it. Like, come on.
We've had this conversation so many times, but the biggest thing about that is that you've never seen somebody, because I know people wanted to gas up the Bad Baby thing about she wearing fake chains, so people felt justified. Oh, I can go buy a whole bunch of fake
Like,
stuff
see,
too now.
Look, celebrities do it.
Now the thing is, you've never seen anybody that's really successful, right? That's, ran a pharmaceutical company, vice president, executive vice president, CEO, CFO, CFA, whatever. You never seen any of those people in their journey of success and making money. You've never seen them get hung up on stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Like they don't even they just be buying quality. They care about the quality.
Or they don't buy it at all.
They just don't buy it.
Like, you just never see those kind of conversations happen. Like, I don't think that they would ever recommend to buy a counterfeit item because number one, it is illegal. Like, people are buying illegal goods. They just arrested a bunch of people on Canal Street the other day for selling the stuff. It is illegal to buy on DHGate and
it's stealing. Like you're literally stealing designs from people. Yeah,
nobody can justify to me, oh, I paid half the price. It comes from the same factories. You can do that all you want. Like, that's perfectly fine. But you're stealing. It's illegal. And if you had the money, for a fact that you would buy the real thing. But you can't. So you want to justify it by saying, oh, you're crazy for paying $1,000 for the sneaker. It's like, no, maybe I work hard to be able to afford.
Yeah, like that's the thing I hate when people say you're crazy. Like, how am I crazy? Like, that's not even a full paycheck for me. Like, what, are you kidding me? $1,000 is not even it's not even half my check.
You crazy for stealing.
Exactly. But I'm crazy for spending money I got
to try to get a false image off.
Like, $1,000 to you, yeah. But if it takes you a month to make that.
Because I've even seen the TikToks. People be like, "Oh, I got all this DHGate," and people don't even know. It's like, you get off on like the trying to pretend to be, and it's like,
and they get off on the fact that they know they're gonna garner a crowd of DHGate minions.
Right.
Yeah, we being smart.
Okay.
Yeah, we got all your DHGate still stuffed into a cramped closet where you could touch the roof. Like, how are you being smart? It's not like it's not like you're saving the money to go buy a nice place. You just don't got it at all in any aspect.
That's the other part. If you can't afford the real thing, and you're trying to find alternatives on fake websites like DHGate, that shows where your priority is at.
Yeah, could at least let's say someone got a nice house and they put all their money towards the house and they got their DHGate. I'm like, all right, at least you got the house.
But still,
people be able to DHGate stuff into a cramped corner. Like, trying to act like they're saving money. You're not saving money. You didn't have the money for the original thing.
Even if you get the house, that's still crazy to me. Just don't buy it.
Yeah, just don't buy it.
Like, it's not that deep. It's
it's
a t-shirt.
And the crazy thing too, those be the same people that swear they care about the environment. Like, buying fake goods is like the worst thing for the environment because it's not gonna last. You're gonna throw it out in like 5 years, if that. It's just I hate that. Like, anytime people like us talk about it, people get mad. Like, why are you so against it? How is it bothering you? I'm like,
it ain't bothering me.
It's not bothering me.
I'm perfectly fine.
I think it's laughable.
I just think it's funny.
It's not bothering me. It's just I want people, like, I'd rather people be real about it. Like, at least be real. Don't act like, I just like the style. Well, you could get a dupe. You don't have to get the
that
fake.
Part.
Yeah, you get a dupe. Go to Zara. They got dupes for everything, but that's not a fake. It's just a copy of the silhouette or something. If you like the style so much. No, you want to put the CCs and pretend you got Chanel.
And the funny part is they don't even live the lifestyle where they could afford it. So it just doesn't align.
Yeah, it doesn't align. It's like you doing that, but then you getting into your 2002 Nissan Altima and you driving home to your parents, or you driving home to your $1,200. It'd be like the village. What it be? You know how like all the
Relax.
You know how like all the projects be called like.
All right, let's move on.
Golden Village. It'd be like it's always like you ever see the tweets? It'd be like if her apartment ends in like
something with a hill.
Village, yeah. It'd be like what is it like Prospect? Something. It'd be like Garden. If it ends with like Gardens.
Yeah, something Heights.
Like bring the strap.
Something Park.
Like we know the bag's not real. Either your priorities are messed up, or we know it's not real.
Especially because most of them be in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not walking through with the real Amiri jeans in high school.
Yeah.
Like, we know that.
Like, there's a TikTok that's going around of a guy who he had a venomous hoodie and he was showing everybody. I mean, it could be real because the high school looked nice. It could be, you have rich parents. But I'm like, it might not be real. Like, I don't know.
It's all weird.
It's just weird to me. It doesn't bother me. It's just weird, just funny. Because like you're faking it for what? Like we know the real. We know the real.